Not welcome back to PCM or in my greenhouse. We are at Tabu Bed and Breakfast here, and what we'll be doing today is a grand tour of their garden as well as showing you the bed and breakfast. I've got Hayley behind the camera, Jake's helping me out. Come on through. These are the beautiful gardens of Mark and Fairlie Vowles, and they have some beautiful plants in here, lots of tropical things. Mark is actually a landscaper by trade, and he has done an immaculate job in this garden. And I cannot wait to show you all of the little treasures and in this beautiful, I would say jungle, but it's a lot more maintained and beautiful. So walk with me. So this beautiful thing is a Colocasia Mojito, and this is one of my favorites purely because it's got the awesome black patches, and these guys really love water. So Mark's just got it growing in some really dense watering goodness, and it looks like it is very, very happy. You would never find something of this size back in Melbourne. This guy is huge. For size comparison. Majority of Mark's plants are just in the ground, so they just grow enormous. And as we walk through the garden, you'll see just how big everything is. It's monstrous. So if you end up being lucky enough to stay in this beautiful bed and breakfast, they have a gorgeous, gorgeous pool where in the back it's Mark's famous gorgeous crystallinum. We'll go see that a little bit later. Just a little bridge, because why not? These are one of my favorite plants, although I did kill it. I have never seen it to this maturity before, so I feel like we should definitely get some footage of these bad boys, because just look how they separate. So less of the pattern is still in the plant, but it ends up doing this amazing shape. And I can't tell whether I like this plant mature or immature just yet. This one's a sick leaf. That one's probably my favorite. So I found this good looker over here. The first time I walked around, I didn't see it, but this is one of my favorite philodendrons, Philodendron Tenu, and they just get so massive. They've got awesome, awesome veins, really big plant. And just above it, a Anthurium veitchii, the king of anthuriums. They're both quite ribby actually, so they kind of look nice together. The spider, watch out for the spider. This is my favorite. So this is known as a Philodendron Colombiannoid, or no ID, so to speak, that they might be calling this plant El Guapo. So check in a few years and see if that was actually the case. But for now, it's still known as a Colombiannoid. Huge, grows massive, and the new growth actually ends up being bright red. And just for size comparison, next to that one is another one of my favorites, the Philodendron Maniai. That one is the round form, which in my opinion is the superior form. Beautiful ruffles on the petioles. They come out a little bit red, a little bit silvery. I think I missed this before. An incredible Philodendron melanochrysum, and it is getting super beautiful with its elongated leaves. So this guy is what they think is Anthurium red beauty, but also could be moody Anum. Beautiful regardless of what it is. The leaf color is amazing. We have a Philodendron Colombiannoid there. Starting to get some good size, but how silvery those leaves are. They're looking fabulous. Just latching itself on an amazing palm. So the one thing that I've got to say about Mark's garden is that while I've been to a couple of collectors up here, a lot of them, you could say that they're almost jungles in that they are wild, growing in like nature. But with Mark's, I feel like it's very curated. It's very well thought out, very beautiful. You've got different accent plants, different colors, structures. The way things are placed is just immaculate. So walk through me here, which is one of my favorite parts, purely because I think it's just so well thought out. You've got like a couple of begonias, disembarkias. We've got a beautiful peperomia, a watermelon pep. Just little bits and pieces with different accents, different textures. But of course, the one standout for me personally would have to be the Anthurium warocqueanum for sure. Surely got to get this one. So this is a Philodendron Dean McDowell, and this guy is massive. Awesome venation, super duper pillowy, and I should show you this new leaf. This one's awesome. Great white veins. If only we could grow this in to this size in Melbourne, hey? If you didn't know already, you're in greenery. Let's look up here into this beautiful oasis part, the pool. Some beautiful palms. And here, my friends, is the Mark Valves crystallinum. Oh, isn't it stunning? The roundness, the veins, the color. And Mark actually said that this one gets full sun. So it's fascinating that that color has actually come through even though it's getting a lot of sunlight. We've got some babies coming. This one has probably got to be my favorite. It is super duper round, dark and delicious, and everything that I would possibly want from a crystallinum. So we've had a bit of a walk around through the beautiful garden of all the little treasures. Let's go through to the bed and breakfast where you can actually stay. I'll definitely leave the link or the website down below if you're ever in Cairns and thinking about where to stay. This is a beautiful, beautiful place. And this is the bed and breakfast. So you can see here we've got a little bit of an outdoor area. Come rain or shine, you can still sit out here. That's one of the best things about Cairns. Walk into here and you can see that we've got the bedroom, which is beautifully, beautifully designed. Fairlie is an interior designer and I think she's done an immaculate job making this place look beautiful. My favorite part, however, would definitely have to be the bathroom into this incredibly unique little treasure of a bathroom. I don't think that there is many bathrooms quite like this, but with an indoor open bathroom with some beautiful greenery in here. And imagine having a shower right next to nature. So to me, this was definitely one of the standouts while I was walking through with Mark and him giving us a little tour. These are Celegenella plants, is that right? And these ones really caught my eye purely because it's super blue. A story that Mark was saying is that when he was overseas, it was up in the mountains and the wind blew it and it almost looked like a Mexican wave of this holographic blue and green, which I just think would be absolutely memorizing. But as you can see, they really do shift in color.
Well, my name's Mark Vowles. We've been living in this part of Cairns for about 12 years now. We started the garden straight away as soon as we moved here. Launched into doing major excavation, reshaping the land and building pools and installing probably 500 plants a week, I think we first started off with. Yeah, well, I've been involved in horticulture for 40 years plus, working in production nurseries, working in retail garden centres, selling plants and advising. Got into landscape design after doing some design courses. We used to help out people, residential designs in Brisbane for many years. Had a lot of fun with that. That was always a really positive experience in helping people, develop and establish a really interesting, horticulturally sound looking landscape. Not just about the plants, it's also about putting in decent, objects of art and, nice walkways, creating focal points and those sorts of important things that you do with good landscape design. So, after 4 or 5 years, it's looking pretty good, and then you fine tune it from then on. And I don't think it'll ever be finished. I mean, they're dynamic, the gardens here. They're continually changing. The rate of growth is phenomenal. So you're always maintaining. Plants come and go in a very quick time in the tropics. I've been collecting forever. There's so many things to collect, and you go in phases. We all do. We all go into, orchids and aroids, and I was collecting palms for years, and I still do. Love palms. I did trips to Madagascar and, through Borneo, looking at some pretty exotic stuff. So the collecting thing is probably what drives you. It's always in the background, and you're looking for that next plant, as everyone is now doing. The bed and breakfast came about because the garden had started to look quite nice, and I thought that there'd be some people who'd like to come and stay and take in the garden as part of the bed and breakfast experience. Cairns obviously is a bit of a mecca for not only horticulture but for travelling. And we established the bed and breakfast 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago. Obviously going quite well until COVID came along. We've been open, continually. There's no season here. It seems to be a perpetual thing. It is registered with AirBnB and TripAdvisor, but we've also got our own web page, Tabu Bed and Breakfast. So if you check out those sites, it's really easy to book, and we'd be happy to help you out. If you want the garden experience too, love sharing it with people, especially other enthusiasts. It's a great thing. So many people out there who really want to get into the garden. I love it.
And that is a wrap up for today. Thank you, beautiful people, for touring around this beautiful garden and taking a look at the bed and breakfast. Thank you so much, Mark, for letting me do this.
My absolute pleasure. It's good to share it with enthusiasts like yourselves.
Oh, thank you so much. If you guys ever want to stay in the bed and breakfast at Tabu, I'll leave the links down below for you to do so.